If you're having to explain too much, follow up too much, discount too much, then it is not a sales problem. It is actually a brand positioning problem. I've lost a lot of money because of 6 mistakes that I made in my businesses. I'll tell you what are these mistakes and how to avoid them. Mistake number 1, the wrong perception about convincing. They mainly think that selling means convincing. They create too much of content, collaterals, scripts, and they start convincing customers. They talk a little too much about their product. Over a period, customers, they sense desperation. The moment customers see the desperation, it becomes the bottleneck that you actually wanted to avoid. Do not over-convince your customers. Mistake number 2, heavy discounting. In the several businesses that I run, there is one business that requires a lot of discounting. I run a chain of aesthetics clinics. The norm of the business is giving discounts because all my competitors, every other player in the market does the same. They quote 60,000 rupees and end up giving the same service for about 10-15,000 rupees. Such is the discount race. We had no choice but to enter the discount race. And over a period, customers came, they compared, they negotiated, and it was laborious. It was very, very stressful because every deal, there is no guarantee that the deal would be closed even after discount because they want to check elsewhere. So this ongoing process of negotiation, coming back, again negotiating, all this was a little too stressful. We gained revenue, of course, because of the discounting and all that. Revenue grew, but the respect didn't. The entire sales closure process was stressful. Mistake number 3, lack of clarity in your positioning. What are you offering as value to the customer? You have to have that clarity. See, I'll give you an example of my another business where, we provide diet food on a subscription basis to people. We exactly know that the market wants this product and there are no huge competitors. There are a couple of other minor players. So what happened here is we had the pioneer advantage and we also ensured that, we add a lot of value by being the top notch in quality. So now what happens is we have a premium price. The price is justified. Customers feel the value, so they want to buy. We don't follow up vigorously. We don't really, convince them. No long scripts for sales. Nothing like that. At the same time, what happens is, customers understand the value. They want to come and buy it themselves. So we have to avoid this mistake of not having clarity in the business. And the customers now trusted us more because there is no desperation of sales here. If you don't want, don't take it. It's okay. That is the message that we are sending to the market. The trust that we build actually increased the sales. There were less refund requests and more sales just because we added this component called no questions asked refund. The fourth thing that you have to keep in mind is the energy. The business emits energy. The customers feel the energy of the business in the way we sell, in the way we service them, the language that we speak. It shows as energy to the customers. I just gave you 2 different examples. In the first business of aesthetics clinics, we had to push for sales. That energy shows to the customers. The second business, we didn't have to push. We just said we add this value to your life for this price. And that gives an energy. Which energy do you think the customers will receive well? Naturally, the second one. The first one we positioned as one of the many players in the market. But in the second one, we positioned ourselves as a solution to their health problem. You understand the difference? You understand the difference between the language and the words that I use? That is called positioning. This clarity emits energy and that energy is received by the customers very well, and trust me, the cash box starts ringing. The fifth aspect is not knowing what is brand positioning. If I ask my fellow entrepreneurs and founders, most people would say branding means logo creation, the color component, the template, the Instagram page aesthetics and all that. No, that is not what I'm talking about as brand positioning. Brand positioning is the clarity in the communication that you give. If you're able to put a premium price to your product, it shows your confidence. The market understands that. That is positioning. The market understands if you are clear about what you're offering as services from the language that you use in your communication. So your communication has to have that clarity. For that, first you have to have the clarity. So you should know what exactly is the problem in the market that you're trying to solve and how are you going to do that. That's it. That's the communication clarity that the market expects. That is positioning. Pre-plan your execution and keep adding value regularly on a consistent basis. That is positioning. The sixth one, the long-term effect. When you start positioning yourself well, then you start chasing less. Lesser follow-ups, lesser desperation. You exactly tell the customers what they will get and what they will not get for this particular price. All these leads to less stress and better business culture. Customers don't pay for persuasion. They pay for better business clarity.